Hi, you're watching Money Control. I'm Sakshi Batra. India and Poland share a long standing political relationship, also vibrant economic engagement, and also traditional cultural links. Both the nations have been continuously working towards expanding the bilateral relations in various areas. To share key insights on this front, joining us today is Adam Burakowski, Poland's ambassador to India. Thank you, sir, for joining us on Money Control, and welcome to Money Control Newsroom.
Thank you. Thank you, Sakshi, for inviting me. I'm honored to be here. I love India, and I love uh, to have some contact with Indian journalists, but also with Indian audience.
Wonderful. It's great to have you here as well. Let me begin by asking you, sir, about what is the importance that India holds in Poland's respect when it comes to bilateral relations?
So India has always been a very good friend of Poland, and this is a mutual feeling.
Yeah.
And we established our relationship in 1954,
Yeah.
and so it is 65 years and more already, and always only good things on both sides.
Absolutely.
Yes, and we are progressing our relationship. Last year, in September, we have a big milestone because we opened a direct flight from Warsaw to Delhi.
All
It
right.
is operated by Lot Polish Airlines, and it goes 5 times a week. It will go even 7 times a week from this September, and it's a big success. I mean, the flights go full in both directions.
Absolutely, absolutely. So that sounds actually interesting. In later part of my interview, I'll just ask you about what kind of travel relations do we share here as well. But let me begin by asking you what kind of bilateral trade do we share with each country?
So our bilateral trade volume is around $3 billion, out of which 2.2 approximately is your export to Poland, and
Okay.
around $800 million is our export to your country.
Wonderful. And what are the key areas or the sectors where we exchange exports and imports in?
The biggest and the long-lasting thing is the coal mining. This is the thing that we started to cooperate in 1970s, especially with West Bengal, because this is the area where the coal is important, and this is our biggest trade good is a coking coal.
Right.
But now we are also expanding with some uh, new technologies.
Yes.
Our companies, there are two Polish companies that invested recently in India.
Okay.
One is based in Pune, and the second one is in Gurgaon.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, so we cooperate also on this sector, and we also sell some other goods like machine parts and also some food. Especially Polish apples are one of the best in the world, if not the best in the
All
world.
right.
Yes, and also processed food.
All right.
And what we buy are also the machine parts, but mainly garments, textiles, and things of this kind.
All right. And what is the outlook that you have on the bilateral trade? Where can we see, and what is the kind of potential both in the nations have in expanding the trade from the current $3 billion that you're talking about? You know, what is the outlook, if you could share with us?
So I think that where we can export more is the food products,
Okay.
really, because our agriculture is very strong and our food products are the best quality possible, and the prices are more competitive than the prices from the other countries.
All right. And what are the kind of steps that are being taken by both the countries, both the nations, to increase or expand the kind of trade that we have in the countries? I read somewhere that both the nations are working towards increasing the current trade to about $10 billion. So what kind of steps are being taken to achieve that kind of target?
So this one that I already said, this direct flight,
Yeah.
it really shortens the way between Poland and India. It was like 12, 14 hours with
Yes.
some stops. Now it's 8 hours one way, 6.5 hours
Right.
the other way, and it made the economic contacts more easy and more frequent. And we have many B2B meetings, B2B missions, and there are some chambers of commerce that cooperate. So this is really, we are giving it a new impetus.
Perfect. So let me actually ask you about travel and tourism. Now, Poland is becoming increasingly attractive for Indian tourists as well. They want to explore the kind of country Poland is, and also it offers some great kind of landscapes. There are several things to look forward to, and even in the sphere of education, there are excellent universities out there in Poland, and many Indian students are also looking to explore Poland for higher education. Could you expound upon how these things can grow going on from here?
So about the tourism, if I were an Indian father, I would like my children to be married in Poland.
Wow.
because because
Okay.
we have fantastic weddings opportunities.
Okay.
Yes, I can give you two examples. One is the salt mine, which is under the earth, and they
So
have.
it has excellent destination wedding
Yes,
places
if
that we
you
can
want
go to.
to, if you
Okay.
want to make a fantastic wedding, please go to Wieliczka Salt Mine near Krakow in Poland.
All right. And what about the educational universities and the kind of higher education opportunities that you have where Indian students can really explore?
We have already around 4,000 Indian students.
Yeah.
Because our universities in last years they opened English language courses.
Right.
The Indian students apply and get the education mainly in medicine, engineering, but also some social science.
All right.
And we have, which is very optimistic for me because I'm also a scholar. I'm a professor of political science. So
Okay.
for me, it's optimistic the thing that we have more and more PhD candidates from India studying in
excellent.
Poland. Yes.
Oh, amazing. I also wanted to ask you about how, people can explore job opportunities out there. You're saying that, there are excellent opportunities to study in Poland. There are higher education universities, which everybody can look at doing. But what about job opportunities?
We have around 10,000 Indians living now in Poland. All of them are employed or studying. As I said, 4,000 people studying, and the other they are employed. And there are many jobs that the Indian workers can do and do in Poland. Also in the IT, white collar workers, but also in some other sectors like blue collar workers, but also in the gastronomy sector. In Warsaw alone, we have around 40 Indian restaurants. So I welcome you to Warsaw to taste real Indian food in our country.
In Poland,
Yes.
absolutely. That'd be really interesting. Thanks a lot, then,
Thank
sir,
you.
for sharing all those insights and great thoughts about how Poland it looks to be extremely attractive. I'm sure more and more Indians would love to explore your country, go there for not just education, but also to explore the rich culture that you have. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Appreciate you joining us.